Welcome back. Do you know how much money you spend each month? And I mean, do you really know? You might be surprised how much you're shelling out for the basics and the bigger things. Joining me now to tell us about the benefits of breaking down all those expenses is Jan Haagen. He's a certified financial planner with the Haagen Financial Group that is based in Huntington. So thanks for coming in tonight, Jan.
Thank you.
You know, threats of Social Security right now, Republicans, Democrats battling out in Washington. Who knows? It could go away. Not likely, but we're really concerned about our income these days, especially in a jobless recovery. You really want to see what's coming in.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, so let's talk about income. We got a couple of things that you want to talk about on the balance sheet. You need to balance the budget and take an annual assessment. Are you talking about once a year or a couple times a year? Probably
once a year is sufficient for most people. You know, unless you have a major situation change, you have a child is born, death in the family, inheritance, a job change.
That'll kind of force you to take a look at take a look at the dollars there. But as far as an annual analysis, you break it down into a couple different things. If you take a look at the screen there, first, obviously income, right? Yes. Gross income, interest, things of that nature. What do you have to look for in income? What should you be writing down and considering?
Well, any income that's coming in, you should write down so you know where it's all coming from.
But we're not just talking about your typical paycheck. There could be other...
No, interest income. You've got dividends from investments, Social Security, child support, alimony. I mean, virtually any money that's coming in that you can pocket or invest.
Right, and that could be with a mate as well.
Oh yes. You should do one column for yourself, one for your mate, and then a combination of both.
Okay, so you can really analyze everything across the board there. And obviously you have to look at expenses. You've got the basics, you've got food, transportation, meals, things of that nature. What else comes under expenses, things that we may not think about?
Well, entertainment, medical, education, auto, I mean, whatever you spend money on. And so many people don't do a budget or a balance sheet, and an experiment would be get a small little spiral notebook, put it in your pocket, and write down everything you spend for a month. It'll blow your mind.
Yeah, it will. You'd be really surprised at the end of that month. So if you do that, you're suggesting everyone in the family do that to really take a look at their...
Absolutely.
Because you really don't know what's going out the door.
Yeah, and even do it with your children. I mean, you're giving them an allowance, so they're getting an income from somewhere. Where's it going?
Nice to teach them a little bit sooner than later, I think. So liabilities there. We're looking at debts and credit card loans, mortgages, student loans. What else falls into that category?
There's a quote from Yogi Berra that says, you've got to be very careful if you don't know where you're going, because you might not get there. And if you don't do these, you're probably not going to get to where you want to be.
So you really have to take a look at what's coming in and going out, obviously.
Absolutely. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. As far as liabilities, I read a report recently that Americans are starting to pay down their credit card debt.
They're paying down their credit cards.
Way. Yeah. What's going on out there? You think people are really afraid about what happened back in 2008? Well,
you had the tech crash in 2000 to 2002.
Right.
Then you had the real estate. You had a credit crunch. There are realities out there that are trying to stop you from getting your monies to grow. So you've got to pay a lot more attention to it.
Okay. And as far as disability insurance, you know, sometimes we take a look at it. If we have a regular paycheck, there might be something, you know, taken out in that. But what is the difference between long and short-term disability, and who should have it?
The cost is the biggest. Short-term disability is very, very expensive. Long-term is far less expensive.
And how do you define short-term?
9 months.
Okay.
Because usually if you have short term, it's for an immediate crisis, and it's going to carry you for 3 months, 90 days, and then, or 9 months, excuse me, and then you go to your long term, which kicks in after that. So.
Okay, we got to keep an eye on that, and keep an eye on the balance sheets as well. And we have that actually at our website. If you just go to newstalk.com and check under the numbers and links, we're going to have information there to help you balance the budget. Thank you very much for coming in, Jan. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Okay, straight ahead tonight, Bill